Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin and this is the One More Winter's Budgeting channel. I'm a zero-based budgeter, which means at the end of each of my paychecks, every dollar is accounted for and I get paid bi-weekly. And today I'm going to be going over with you guys 5 ways that you can make a side income. So if that sounds interesting at all to you, keep watching. All right, well, it looks like Bao Bei is going to be joining us. I don't know for how long, but she jumped up here right off the bat today. Okay, well, we're going to have fun filming, aren't we? Now, before starting this video, I really do want to preface this with some of these ways to make side income I have done and a couple I have not. So I'm going to be honest with you as we go through which ones I have and haven't done. And for some of these ways of making side income, I'm going to mention certain companies by name just because that's what I've used in the past. I'm not affiliated with them, so I'll tell you as we go along. The only one of these that I get some commission from is going to be our number 3 as we go through. So to start it off strong, the first way that we can do this, and let's see if we can get Bao Bei to scoot over a little bit. Thank you, girly. Oh, okay, perfect. Let's go through before she comes back. First big way is DoorDash. Hopefully I'm spelling this right. We'll see. DoorDash I have done in the past, and my sister is actually currently doing to make side income. I found this super easy to use. I was able to sign up for it and start dashing the same day. Now, along with the positives of each of these, I'm going to tell you either some negatives that I personally know but for DoorDash, one of them is the fact of you do need a car and you will need to pay for gas and have a cell phone to do this. So that is important. It also depends on where your area is. If restaurants are super far apart, I know that DoorDash did add this new feature where you can get paid hourly as well as getting tips. It does only pay you though while you're driving. So that is something to keep an eye out for. And for the main one, which is the original way that you can make dashing, which is there's like a base pay for each order plus tips from customers. It's a good way to make some more money, but this does rely completely on people giving you tips while you're dashing, realistically. You're not going to make good money if people aren't tipping well. And anyone that's worked in the service industry before or anywhere that gives tips, you know that that can be finicky at times. It depends on the people that you're delivering to in the day. Now, for me, when I was using DoorDash, I was at ends meet and I needed to pay my bills, and I managed to go out. I think I went out like 3 times in a week just for a couple hours. And I did manage to make the $300 to be able to finish paying all my bills that I needed to pay, which was very important to me, obviously. Also, you will have to take out your own tax money. So after making that money, if it's something like if you make more than $500 doing a side hustle, you do need to pay taxes on it. So make sure to pull out like 20% from anything that you make, because that is important. But that's a big one for number 1. It is a way to make cash. It definitely works. I know it works because I've done it before. Second one is online surveys. Again, this is something that I have done in the past. I have noticed there is ways to make okay cash doing online surveys. You do want to be careful looking for them. Some of them are kind of spammy as you go through, so you really want to look into if anything looks legit. I know that there are some websites that you can sign up for where the surveys you're doing are for... Okay, she's just knocking everything over today. The surveys that you do are for universities for doing like data research for university students. They don't pay super highly, but they are ways of making money. So just know that it's not going to make you fast cash, but it is going to make you some cash if that's what you need. So maybe it's something like you're trying to get a present for someone that you care about and you're trying to spend like $20 to $50. It's going to take you a couple hours to do the work and everything, but you can make that cash. So that's one thing to do, but please be careful. There are a lot of spammers out there, and I don't want you guys getting hurt or giving out too much information. What I recommend if you do this is create a new email or use one that you don't actually use in your daily life, so that you're not getting any promotions to like an email that has a bunch of your important stuff on it. I would recommend that. And usually from what I saw, they paid through PayPal as well, which is good. So don't do any of them that request access directly to your bank account. That's super dangerous. So keep an eye out for that. Next up, 3 is social media. And actually, on the topic of social media, I'd really like to thank Nail Reserve. They sent me some nail polish for free to test out and show you guys. So currently on my fingers, I am wearing at the very bottom it's just called the base. It's a nice base coat. It has a little bit of texture on it so that the nail polish can stick to it well. And then on my fingers, the gray is Urban Star, which I really like. I love throwing a gray on there. And the black is Black Addict. Now I added 2 nail details, and I did do a top coat of theirs, which is called the no wipe top, which I really enjoy. The nail details are stickers from someone else, but I just wanted to add them on there for looks. But this is really, really nice. I enjoy it. I've grown an addiction to doing my nails now. And if you use the code across my screen or the link down in the description, you can get 2 gel nail polishes for half off. Now, these are gel, so you do need a UV light to cure these. My recommendation for your 2 to get would be the top coat and the color of your choice. I did notice while doing the nails, make sure to actually let them cure for about 3 minutes each coat. I actually only needed to do 1 coat of color for each of these, which was very nice. But I did notice that the color itself can remain a little bit tacky until I put the top coat on and cured that. And then it went completely, well, I guess matte. It was no longer sticky. Everything was cured, which is why I'd recommend those 2. Gives it a nice shine. But do make sure to cure them for long enough. I did my nails before. Actually, my last video, if you look, I have on a green color, which is called Evergreen, which I love a good green nail polish. But I noticed that I didn't let anything cure long enough, which was my fault. And it kind of messed up the nails. So please make sure to check out the nail polishes that are linked. I highly recommend them. But back onto social media. And thank you to Nail Reserve for sending these to me. I really am enjoying them. Now, social media, there's a couple different platforms that you can use. So there is YouTube, TikTok. I know some people use Facebook, or there's a plethora of different social medias that can pay out. Now, I think a lot of people that start social media have this idea in their head that you grow really fast and you make money really fast. Now, that can happen sometimes, but realistically, it is going to take you a minute to grow an audience and get to a spot where you're actually making money. So for TikTok, I actually just use it for fun. If you're interested in following it, it'll be linked down in the description. I do need to start posting some cash stuffing stuff on there. But YouTube, obviously, this is where you're watching this, I do use. So I can run you through at least what some of the stipulations were for me when I started getting paid. Now, first thing is you do need a $100 minimum to get paid out, and you get paid out for the month before. So this is not going to be something where you film a video, you post, and you get money instantly. It will take a minute to get the money. And on top of it, you have to hit a $100 threshold to get paid out. So example, for last month, I hit $70, which means I made $70 off of YouTube last week, but I'm not going to see that money until next month because I didn't hit that $100 threshold. So that is something to keep in mind. On top of it, you do need to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have I think it's 5,000 public hours watched of your YouTube channel before you can start making money. So it doesn't start instantly. Ads may run, but that doesn't mean that you're making anything until you hit those thresholds. Now he's just knocking everything up. Now, there are ways to make a lot of money using social media. Obviously, there's a lot of people that have this as their full-time job. But just know, starting off, it's going to take you a minute to make any money on it. Please don't expect that you're going to do this and become rich instantly. It's just not realistic. So go into this with, understanding. I highly recommend it. I really enjoy posting. I'm going to be honest. I use my social media more as I like sharing with people my cash stuffing process. I like teaching people how to start cash stuffing. It brings me joy, makes me happy, and is a hobby. I don't rely on my social media to pay my bills. It's not at that point. Maybe if this channel ever got big enough, it would be, but a timer went off on my phone. But yeah, just be careful with it. Keep in mind realistics. Okay, number 4 is donating. Wow, I really can't spell. For everyone out there, I'm an engineer. Spelling, if you've ever heard that joke, how doctors can't write. Engineers can't spell, or at least I can't. Maybe not all engineers, but I'm terrible. Anyways, number 4 is donating plasma or blood. Now, this is personally not something that I've done before, but I did know people and have friends that have done this before. Again, please be careful with this. This is something that you can Google of good donation centers near you that pay out for both plasma and platelets, so not maybe the blood itself, but platelets. I know that it is a way that you can make pretty good cash. There is limitations for how many times you can donate during the month for both of them, because obviously you need your blood and you need your plasma, so don't do anything that's going to put you in health's way. But again, this can be a fast payout and a good way to get you extra cash if you need to pay your bills or have stuff coming up. Sometimes you just got to do what you have to do to get by. So this is something that I'd recommend looking into. I'm sure if you're in a position where you have to do it, I'm sure you've probably looked into this already. I know for a hot minute it was something I was looking into. I just personally have a thing with donating blood, which is why I didn't and did DoorDash instead. But yeah, this is definitely an option. And on that topic as well, when it comes to donating stuff from your body, obviously there are sperm banks as well for anyone out there who has sperm that can donate. And also there are egg donations for anyone who has a functioning uterus. So for both of those, I did a lot of research into donating your eggs. I wouldn't say I'm an expert because I've not done it personally myself. That is a much longer process, and it takes, I think, a minimum of 6 weeks to complete. But I do know that you can make pretty good money off of it. There is a pretty rigorous survey beforehand to make sure that you're even able to donate based on mental health and your body, if you have any disabilities or problems at all. But it is a way to make big cash if that's something you want to look into. I know that there are other YouTubers that have talked about their process, and I'd recommend looking at their videos and doing your own research online about it. But those are both options as well. So if you're in a position that you're okay with donating either sperm or your eggs, make sure to do your research first and look into it. But those are options. But please, again, keep your health in mind. Think about the fact that, you're going to be donating to help facilitate, creating a child, and if you're comfortable with the fact. So don't do that lightly. Make sure that you've thought about it and you're okay with it. And if you are, awesome, go out, make that bank. And if not, look at one of the other options on this list. But yeah, donating plasma, blood, sperm, eggs. These are all options. Please do your research beforehand. Just because I've mentioned them does not mean that I say everyone should do them, but they are very much options. And number 5, creating your own business. Now, when it comes to creating your own business, there's a couple things. You can start with as little or as large funds as you want. Obviously, in creating a business, there are going to be some things that need to be maybe bought ahead of time or used, but there's different ways of doing it. So example, if you're making an Etsy shop doing cash envelope stuffs, and again, this is not something I've done, but it is something I would like to actually do in the future. I just need to put aside time to do this. But maybe you want to create savings challenges. There's a low end and a high end of spending, where maybe the low end is you get the Canva monthly subscription and you create your savings challenges and then you sell them as PDFs. So the only thing that originally you're paying for is Canva. And then you're able to just send it over to people so that they can download it and print their own savings challenge. And there's the opposite side of the spectrum of maybe you want to send out savings challenges that are already inside of an envelope or a laminated envelope to the customer on Etsy. That is going to cost you more as an upfront price. Now, it might make you more money in the long run, so that is something to keep in mind, is a lot of times, however much you invest, it can come back. But it's all going to depend on financially where you're at and what you want to do. But creating your own business, it is a lot easier now to do this online. It does not need to be a storefront anymore. It can be an online business. I know that there are people that create these amazing stickers online. There's companies that, do notebooks and a bunch of other stuff. So find what you're passionate about and what you want to sell. And if you can do it, figure out what you need to do it. But please don't, this in social media, please don't think that you need to have all of the things to start. So, for example, YouTube. I know a lot of people really think, they need a microphone, they need a light, they need a nice camera to start. And I'm here to tell you, you don't. When I first started making YouTube, I definitely fell into that. But what I ended up doing was I bought a tripod that I still use for my phone. That was like $20 online. I filmed it on my phone and I edited on like iMovie since I have an iPhone, and then posted it from my phone. And those were my first videos that I posted, And I'm so happy I did it, because if I had waited to invest into this other stuff that I have now, I probably never would have started. So like now I have the tripod, the phone, and editing software and lights and some other stuff. So you don't need to be fully along to start either of these. Starting is a big thing that I highly recommend that you do. See what you're able to do for nothing money-wise to start off with. If there's actually stuff that you have to invest in to get a video out there, to get a business started. But those are my big recommendations. If anyone has any other recommendations of good ways to make side income, go ahead and post it down in the description. I wouldn't recommend providing links at all. Please don't do that. I would like people to just see what the recommendations are and then do their own research about where that they should go to do those side hustles. But hopefully this has helped out some people, given you some recommendations. Hopefully you guys can help out each other of good ways to make side income. We are in an interesting situation right now where I know money is tight for a lot of people. Finances are really hard. So hopefully this can just help you in some way. And if you've made it to the end of the video, how about you go ahead and post a money sign or a dollar bill in the description down below to show that you made it all the way through, and a black heart for Miss Baobei. Thank you all so much for watching. I wish you all luck in making more money in your life. Give your animals a hug for me and for me and the cats. Bye.